is Rock 102.1 KFMA, Oro Valley, Tucson, an Arizona Lotus Corp radio station.
Do you even smart speaker, bro?
Listen on your Amazon Echo device. Alexa, play Rock 102.1 KFMA.
You say it, I'll play it.
You want it? You got it. Reality radio done right. No nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Yo, welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents live from Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com on this beautiful Tuesday, March 28th. Good morning, Rico.
Good morning.
Good morning, Tucson. Thank you guys for tuning into the show. Another jam-packed show. We have tickets to give away for a trade coming up at 7. I have tons of Dia de las Luchas tickets for this Saturday at the Rialto Theater. That's going to be a banger of a show if you're looking to go out and entertain yourself. And, you know, honestly, there are days and weeks that, you know, we got to embrace life and go out and entertain ourselves after a slew of bad news continues to hit the U.S., starting with the tornadoes that happened. Yesterday, there was another mass shooting. It's sometimes very difficult to start off the day.
I didn't even hear about the tornadoes.
Yeah, the tornadoes they hit the Missouri area pretty hard.
Dang.
Yeah, in fact, actually, I mean, it was there was a viral clip of a weatherman who was giving the tornado report, and then he just stopped and said a prayer, basically, and was like, please, God, help these people because it's coming right at them. And yeah, it was not good. It did not work out well for him.
Are we talking F5, F4?
It was finger of God stuff. It's just,
Like twister terminology?
yeah, finger of God is the twister terminology for F5.
Big boy.
Yeah, it went across Mississippi and Alabama and took out about 26 people. Several people are still missing. That was the beginning of the week, right? And, you know, yesterday there was another mass shooting, which was sad. So all day yesterday on Twitter is trending the usual things, you know, AR-15 was trending. Of course, gun legislation was trending. All the usual topics that continues to happen. There was some pretty poignant clips that were becoming viral yesterday because it might have even been an anniversary of another one. It's so hard to keep track of all this. It's, you know, it's just the American way, I guess, right? And then, of course, the conversation continues and the argument continues, and it will continue, and we'll just spin round and round, and nothing will get done. And that's how we're at. But that's not our job here, right? Our job here is to try to distract you, make you feel good, and get you going for the workday. Because we all have responsibilities. And yes, if you focus on the news and you focus really hard, guaranteed you're going to find something to make you miserable.
You're going to go mad.
And sad. Right. And then even start doing wacky accents in the morning. So here's another. It could be worse, right? Weirdo went viral yesterday with her My Extraordinary Family clip. And she was sharing me these comments on this thread. So this My Extraordinary Family is a series put on by a YouTube page called Truly, which has over 10 million subscribers, a ton of subscribers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's guaranteed that anything they post is pretty much going to go viral, especially if they post about a poly cube. It's clickbait for days.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so Weirdo is very excited about the prospect of her growing her social media brand and monetizing and basically showcasing her lifestyle to the rest of the world, which is all great at the beginning when it's just people who are interested in your lifestyle. And every now and then there'll be a troll. And I'll tell you the truth. The ratio of trolls and people that say evil, mean things on the internet is a very small percentage, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're talking less than 1% of people who will look at a video and then have that desire and need to destroy your soul with their words. And
it's always from an account that's like anonymous.
Of course. Of course, right?
They don't want to be in the spotlight.
And that's professional classic trolling, right?
Mm-hmm.
But with that, you know, when Weirdo's in a clip that is seen by so many people, that small percentage magnifies, right? It's still less than 1%, but more and more comments are coming. So she was sending me comments where I feel like she's strong enough, but she's in a relationship with 3 other people. And I'm like, you need to tell everybody, stay away from those comments. It's a toxic place. And I don't know if you guys are going to be able to survive the windfall of all the crap that's being said. There's tons of positive stuff, mind you, but nobody ever pays attention to the positive. You can go to my page on Instagram or Facebook at Be Vegan and, comment below all these like nice things. If I get a thread of 30 comments and one of them is just not 100% positive, it ruins my week.
Yep. Hey, great show, Beef. You're like, thanks. And then, hey, nice neck beard, fool.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I'm sitting in the shower crying and shaving my neck until there's no more skin left. So, this is how it is with celebrities as well and musicians, public figures. And, they all either they look at all the comments or they don't look at comments at all, right? And they will only hyper focus on the negative comments if they do look at comments. Mm-hmm. And it's only a matter of time to where like, you know what? I'm just not going to look at the comments. There's no other way.
Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, absolutely. So, as of when I checked yesterday, it was at like 8,000. Let me see what the views are.
Oh boy.
I want to share them. Yeah, no, that was just views within like a couple hours. It was pretty massive. She is full blown viral all over the interwebs, and she sent me a comment screen share that I don't even want to share. It was so brutal, but that was enough where I was like, ugh.
Just stay away. Stay away.
Yeah, and they didn't even just go for they went for her jugular, but they went for her partner's jugular, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
There was like a running theme. The running theme was like, hey, one guy's super hot, the rest of you guys are punching up. And someone was like, what do you mean punching up? And then this other guy, okay, I'm gonna read it because it is somewhat of a work of art. The art of trolling. It is.
I got to give due respect to the art of trolling.
Yeah. So someone was asking on comments, like, what do you mean punching up? Sorry, English is my first language. Right. So this guy who goes by Ascent wrote, it is a sports reference, a boxing reference to be more specific. There are weight categories in boxing, heavyweights fight with heavyweights, middle with middle, light with light. When one uses this reference while talking about things outside of boxing, they mean people of different leagues are suddenly thrown into the same quote unquote ring together. So someone very intelligent with someone less intelligent, someone very successful with someone less successful, someone at least a bit attractive paired with a dirty looking dumpster woman, a living potato with eyes, and possibly an incel who got lucky. Just a possible example. And you're like, Jesus.
Straight through the heart.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah. And this guy, like the way that's expert troll level. The way it is, he's
intricate and well said.
Right. And then you kind of like get the person to put their guard down. Like, oh, this person's just explaining what punching up means. And then it's like, oh yeah, your guard down. Wah, gotcha. And like, ugh.
Blood everywhere.
Yeah. And that was one of the good ones. So I'm like
you said, as evil as it is, I tip my hat.
Well, it's definitely
the art of trolling.
Yes. Yeah. Well, troll recognized troll, right?
Yeah.
And I will say this, it will make for some great content probably later in the week. But again, it really depends on how deep they cut because Weirdo might decide not to respond or read any of them, which I would completely understand as well.
They're going to move to China. I'm just going on. Just leave the country.
Right. Yeah. So
where you going, Weirdo?
Ooh, so
do that. What is it? Read the evil tweets that they have on late night TV.
Yeah, it's mean tweets.
Thing. Yeah, the mean tweets.
Yeah, and we can do mean tweets now just with Weirdo stuff because she's going viral. So I'll tell you what, do me a favor, Tucson, if you're all right, we're back here live on a podcast broadcast. That video clip from the show open actually did pretty good with the new computer. Thank you, Scott. And please help us welcome our guest from Tucson Doobie. We got Chrissy. Good morning, Chrissy.
Hello,
Thank you for joining the show. She is super nervous to be on the show because she had a bad experience at radio. Because us radio DJs, we're jerks. And if people call in, to play a game, we secretly, and I'll give you like a peek behind the curtain there, Chrissy. We secretly hope that our contestants are going to get the answers wrong and say something silly. That's why I do like stupid easy trivia and whatnot, because I want the contestant to have a brain fart on the air so the listener who's not playing and doesn't have that stress can be like, oh, they're so stupid. The answer's obviously 4 or whatever. You know? So yeah, you kind of fell victim to that. You were trying to play a game, like, was it 5 and 5 or something?
I was. It was you had to listen to 5 songs, name the title and artist.
Yes.
And I don't remember exactly what I was going to win, but it was going to be huge. I was pretty into it. And I
Really?
was very confident
Oh no.
that I got this. So
Yeah.
yeah, I named them all. I named number 4 was right. Number 3, that was right.
And you called in immediately and gave your first and last name. So you gave your government name.
Yep.
So yeah, you doxed yourself just in case, because it could have been like, oh, that was some other dumb Chrissy.
No, Chrissy Man.
Yeah,
Right there.
Did you throw out your social security number while you're at it?
Almost.
So, yeah.
Anything for them.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was a big prize. Well, I'm sorry you didn't win that. Have you ever won anything from the radio?
Have I? No.
Mm.
No. Am I going to win something today?
Yeah, I could possibly hook you up with something. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say you can't ask that question without giving her a little. Yeah, we got you.
Well, sometimes on this show, we like to play games, and there is definitely redemption right around the corner. So don't be surprised before you leave here this morning that we play a game on the air, and I might even hook you up with a prize if you win. Now, if you fail, that's a whole nother story. We're just gonna laugh and replay you saying "animal" over and over again.
Animal. Animal. Animal.
Right?
Animal.
Just like that.
Oh, no.
That was Chrissy Mance. I recorded it on the radio. It was amazing. I was like, oh my God, Chris is so stupid. No, I didn't hear that. Where was that? Was that here in Tucson or somewhere else?
That was in Flagstaff.
Oh, Flagstaff. Even worse. I went to Flagstaff too. Oh, hold on a second.
Small enough town where everyone knew me. So,
Oh, God.
I had to come in with the full on name. And
Yeah, exactly. We're talking with Chrissy from Tucson Doobie, and there's a lot of things to cover here on the podcast broadcast. Very excited to meet her for the first time. And this was after me inadvertently sounding like a douche through DMs because I thought I was talking to Shane because I like to sound like a douche to Shane from TucsonFoodie.com all the time. We broke down. But Chrissy said, in our interactions through the Tucson Doobie Instagram page, she was talking about, oh, we got to get you in the VIP section. And I responded, typical Be Vegan fashion, talks about himself in third person. Well, you can't necessarily call it a VIP section without me.
oh,
Right?
it's true.
Now, you didn't know that I thought you were Shane at the time. What was your first reaction when you read that?
I automatically agreed. I knew
Oh.
that to be fact.
Oh, look at that.
Wow.
See, Chrissy and I are new best friends.
I like this revisionism.
Yeah.
That
I
works.
believe it. I
Yeah,
believe her,
yeah, yeah.
Rico. You shut up.
All right.
I'm believing it.
Okay.
All right, we got the podcast broadcast jumping, youtube.com/bevegan. You can jump in the conversation there. We got also your TMI top 5 coming up after the latest from Shinedown. Here's Dead Don't Die on Rock 102.1 KFMA. Clear. All right. See, that was the
Animal.
FM side, and now we're back, on the podcast
Animal.
side.
Animal.
You're gonna give her a complex, man.
Mhm.
Rest of her life, she's like, I hate radio
It sounds
DJs.
like that, though.
Yeah, do you remember what station it was up in Flagstaff, and how long did you live there? When did you live there?
Okay, I lived there from 1997 to 2001. Got myself 2
Oh, wow.
fancy degrees.
That's crazy. The
Yeah.
fact that then we might even know each other,
could.
because I was up there around that time as well, which is
That's wild.
yeah, that is crazy.
Huh.
I had a business I started up there called Dine In, which was restaurant delivery food.
You were ahead of the curve, man.
I know. Well, it was my best friend at the time, and unfortunately passed away, Ryan Cordy. It was his brainchild. He was just always a great entrepreneur. I was just there supportive and then just worked with him while I was chasing my dreams of starting a band and everything else. But we put in the hard work. We went out, we got contracts with all the different restaurants, and then we made up the trifolds, and then we went door to door putting menus out everywhere, all these apartment complexes everywhere on the NAU campus, and put in a lot of work to get it started, and it worked out good. I mean, I'm sure his side hustle of slanging drugs definitely helped pay some bills during the slow months, but
Cover the overhead.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you were up there during that time.
Mhm.
Do you remember a club called Blizzard Beach? I'm trying to see if there's anything that,
What do you remember Mulligan's?
yeah,
Okay, I used to go to Mulligan's.
you used to go to Mulligan's.
Yeah, they took my fake. So
Yeah.
That bar.
yeah.
Yeah. And then there was also, was it not? Well, San Felipe's. I DJ'd San Felipe's for a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah,
Charlie's.
Charlie's for sure.
I love
Yeah.
the idea of the flashback in my head, or what you're both wearing. Like doodle doodle.
Oh, I'm wearing
Like
my
flannel.
NAU sweatshirt.
Oh,
Boom.
nice.
See, and my Tucson Doobie shirt.
Yeah.
Okay. And I
Branding.
dressed similarly as well. So
Turtleneck.
we're both
Backwards
stuck
hat.
in our styles there.
I like it.
Chris,
Wow.
yeah. But yeah, so we have that in common, which is good. And so now Chrissy just started recently with Tucson Doobie as a media company, right? And then
Right.
part of that is also the High in the Desert. What are some of your responsibilities for the High in the Desert Fest that's happening?
Well, Tucson Doobie is taking over the VIP section of the High in the Desert Fest. So,
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, so it's where you want to be, especially too if beef is going to be there.
Yep.
And we have a lot of really great vendors in the VIP section, from Qualifier Farms, Donitas. They'll be slinging out hash holes.
Hash holes.
Yeah.
What's a hash hole?
Think of it like a joint, but it's got a little strip of rosin in the middle of them. So when
Oh.
you smoke them, they're pretty oily, real smooth.
See, this is
real
my only
nice
concern.
flavor.
Ooh.
Well, actually, we have to hit pause in that conversation. We got to get into our TMI top 5 headlines and some of the
Yeah.
stuff we can't talk about on the FM side. And I'll explain here in a little bit, but I am concerned that I'm going to get way too high. Rock 2.1 KFMA. Yes. When it comes to the High in the Desert, there's a lot of professional smokers going to be out this 420. And I'm one where, like I'm definitely an advocate. I definitely partake. But I think those that close to me know that my tolerance isn't necessarily extreme. I'm not a Captain Dabber where I'm going to do like 5 dabs and then go run
Right.
some errands. No, if I even do half a dab, I'm in for the day.
The day.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm gonna have to pace myself for sure or hydrate. I don't know. But we'll talk more about that on the podcast broadcast. Hanging out with Chrissy from Tucson Doobie. Let's do your TMI top 5. These are the top 5 headlines that we didn't get a chance to get to today. First and foremost, there's a bill being considered in California that would supposedly ban the sale of Skittles, hot tamales, double bubble twist gum, and other items. Right? They want to ban those because of certain chemicals and dyes that they contain. So California is trying to be healthy, and with that, they want to ban Skittles.
What?
So they don't want Californian residents to taste that rainbow.
Are Mike and Ike safe?
No.
No?
In fact, most of the candy that we use has chemicals in it to make it look all bright and appealing.
They got chemicals?
Uh-huh.
Oh, man.
Mad chemicals, son. Mad chemicals. In fact, actually, talking about banning Utah kids, they were banned from using social media without their parents' approval. This just happened. A governor signed 2 bills on Thursday designed to shield kids from social media and protect their mental health. The second bill basically says companies like TikTok can't intentionally make their apps addictive, and if they do, parents and kids can sue them now. All right.
Whoa.
So yeah, it opens up the floodgates for lawsuits against TikTok. But more from this, opponents of the law say they plan to challenge them in court for violating free speech. But assuming they do go into effect, here's what it's going to look like. Everyone in Utah will have to verify their age to use social media on sites like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat. Right.
Ooh.
And then even with the parents' permission, kids will not be able to access social media between 10:30 p.m. and 6:30 a.m. So
Mm.
anyone under the age of 18 will be blocked from scrolling on those sites for 8 hours.
Mm.
Social media apps won't be allowed to show kids advertisements while they scroll, and they won't be able to collect user data either, which is actually pretty good idea. And then all social media sites will have to give parents a way to access their kids' accounts. So Utah is the first state to pass a law like this, but it might not be the last. At least 4 other states are now looking at similar laws right now, and that include Ohio, Minnesota, Connecticut, and Arkansas. Are you pro this bill or no?
I want to hate it so bad, but at the same time, I'm like, well, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Could be a silver lining. You said you missed the 90s earlier, didn't you?
Yes, I did, and
Let's
that's a good
eradicate
way.
social media.
Now, Chrissy, your job is in social media, but of course, it's adult oriented. What do you feel about this law?
Gosh, I don't know. I think I'm with Rico on this one.
Yeah. I say this, as far as the Utah residents are concerned, good for Utah. Maybe these kids won't find out what soaking is and won't do that until in their 20s.
Oh, boy.
All right, we're going to keep the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast. I'm also going to do my single song takeover today. That'll be coming up right after the breaks. Keep it right here. It's Rock 2.1 KFMA. Clear. All right. so yeah, back to the dabbing. Yeah, once I hit my soaking joke, I was like, oh, that's
right.
enough for the FM side.
Let's circle back.
But yes, back to the dabbing. So that's my only concern about doing these the High in the Desert Fest is that I will see a lot of people. And a lot of people, if they're fans of the show or friends of mine, and initially when you're at pop festival, what do you do if you're going to be polite? You offer to partake, right? You're like, here you go. Hey, it's good to see you. I like listening to the show. Hit this wax or hit this. Give me some names of some crazy fucking like expert level stoner shit.
What are the kids saying these days?
Yes. Chrissy,
Oh, there's all different kinds of pot smokers out there.
Right.
These dabs are going to be really popular, though. I'll tell you, there's going to be a line for dabs, but we've got an efficient system, so we want dabs for everyone.
Is there going to be a dabbing station inside the VIP?
You know it.
Fuck. All right, well, that's good. Yeah, but
I know one little thing, and you're like done.
You know what? I'm
Done.
saying that now, but if I cross like a barrier or something, I don't know. Like you get to a point where you're so high, but then you can get past too high, and then you're okay. I'm thinking I'm gonna fuck with that. How long have you been smoking, Chrissy?
Gosh, I think I first started smoking pot. I think I tried it in high school. Got the good old marijuana bricks and all of that.
Yeah, where are you from initially?
I'm from here.
Okay, from Tucson.
Yes.
And then you made the trek up to NAU and did that, and then you immediately come back down to Tucson.
Yes.
Okay, nice. Yeah. So you're very familiar with Mexican dirt weed for sure.
I grew up on it.
Yeah. But now it's all extreme. So okay, back to we have the VIP section and all the things that it has in the VIP section, and then what's outside of the VIP section that people can enjoy when they go to High in the Desert. Because there's going to be vendors. Are they going to be giving away samples and free samples and stuff? Do you know?
Definitely going to be giving away a lot of samples.
Okay.
There will be some dabs in the general admission also. So dab bar over there, not just for VIP.
Okay, so let's talk about this dab bar inside the VIP. Do you just walk up, or is it like a bar where you have to like pay like $5 like you're gonna get a drink, but you get a dab instead?
Yeah, you just walk up. And
You
when
walk
you're
up.
next in line, they take care of it. So they'll handle the rig and everything. They'll put the cannabis in the rig, and you'll just come and do your inhale, and then they'll sanitize everything, get it ready for the next one.
That's amazing. Todd Marley, you hearing this? Are you excited about this? Because this is going to be in your area.
These are all words that interest me.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. The dab station, the High in the Desert, the MSA Annex, which is in your area. It's Marana-ish, right? I'm asking you, Chrissy.
Oh, okay.
Annex?
The answer to that is no.
No.
It's kind of downtown. It's on the west side of I-10 off Congress Street.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's right across the tracks, right there.
Oh,
the
shit.
building inside all the shipping containers.
Yes.
Yes, that's it.
that.
Yes, that's where it is.
Nice.
Mhm.
Okay.
I love that spot.
Yeah. And then they're looking to sell 1,500 tickets for this?
Yeah, right around there. Yeah.
Right around that.
And you guys have food trucks?
We're
set up?
gonna have food
That's
trucks.
the highest revenue they're gonna have all year.
Oh, we've got a private Chef Riley Chandler of Miraval fame is going to be catering the food for the VIP area.
Oh.
Don't get too high, beef.
No, I'm already too high. I'm just thinking about it, honestly. I got to put in my single song take over the day. What am I going to do here?
What are you smoking right there, Todd?
Today, my morning is Baby Jeter's apple fritters.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I love the
Good
Baby
one.
Jeters. They're fantastic.
They are great.
Oh, yeah, the Baby Jeters you got there. Tammy, shout out to Tammy. She gave me she called it a homemade Jeter. So now Jeter's obviously a brand, but now that's a style of joint as well. So Tammy can make a homemade Jeter along with fantastic homemade cinnamon rolls. So all right, I got to get situated. So the reason why I popped you in on the podcast broadcast stream, Todd, is because I came up with a new game this morning that we're going to do on 420 as well. But since Chrissy has like a traumatic experience with playing games on the radio, I feel like the best way to address that is by play games on the radio. So my game, all right, is puff, puff, pass. Okay. So this is how this game's going to work. I'm going to give a category for your answers, and then each person has to give 2 answers at a time to pass it on to the next. First person who fuck up the rotation, they're out. Last person who still keeps the rotation going is going to win the game, right? Or the round, and then we'll see how many rounds we do. So that's the concept. I'll let you marinate on that, Todd, and put you backstage. Oh, I put him backstage. All right. Earlier this morning, we did Rico's 5-star review. I didn't upload that yet, but here's Morning Moron.
Team Spirit on Rock 102.1 KFMA. It's now 6:14 and time for your Morning Moron. Let's do this.
Sometimes you become so stupid that you affect those around you. All right. And that's the situation that we have today for our Morning Moron. This happened, I think, in Austin. So a very hip and busy area, as some guy burned down the entire building in downtown Austin last week while trying to make nachos.
Nachos?
Nachos.
Oh, no.
Not your arsonist. Not your arsonist. Whatever. I'm working on it. So how do you start a fire while trying to make nachos? Well, you do so by lighting a bag of chips on fire. This is what John Daniel Banks did. He's 32 years old, and he's staying in the building without permission. So, he's squatting. And there's a lot of squatting stories happening here. In fact, actually, in the United States, we are the capital in the world of squatting. Basically, if you go in the house, you kind of have the legal right to be in that house, even if you don't own that house. It just, a lot of people have been getting by just by a squatting. And John is one of those guys. Now, he was hungry. He didn't have like a stove or bed or anything like that. He's essentially homeless, living inside an apartment unit. So he lit a bag of chips on fire to cook his nachos. But then the flames did spread to his bed. Oh, apparently he did have a bed, but not a stove. And then he claims he tried to put the fire out, but gave up halfway through and eventually left. So he was like, well, you know what? He's like, oh no, I gotta put out the fire.
Forget about it.
I don't even really live here. I guess.
Why am I panicking?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm too high for this.
Way too high for this. This guy was high on something. So he left, and then he decided to come back. And when he came back, the second floor was engulfed in flames. Now, firefighters managed to put it out, but not before it spread to the roof of the building next door that just went through a multi-million-dollar renovation deal last year. So,
yikes.
Yeah, this guy's on the hook for a lot of funds. I'm going to show a mugshot of this dude on the podcast broadcast. Guy looking surprised that his nachos didn't work out for him.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Let's see what else. So after the firefighters put it out, they went inside. Everything inside that building was ruined by smoke or water damage, but luckily nobody was hurt, and they do have insurance. So firefighters are estimating the damages at around $1 million.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, I've seen places advertise $1 million nachos, but nobody really does it right. John figured out the recipe. He's just burn the entire.
What angle is his lawyer going to take on that? Like, yeah, just sue the nacho company.
Sue
the chip company.
He can't afford a place to live. He can't afford a lawyer. Come on now. I do have a shot of the fire I want to show you as well on the podcast broadcast stream, which will be interesting. That's how bad it was. It looked like a full-blown rave. The guy went raging. And I'll show you before. That was the after. This is what it looked like before. Very, very nice looking building.
Before nachos, after nachos.
Yes.
Wow.
Right. So, in recap, by the way, John is facing arson charges and up to 10 years in prison, where he'll probably squat.
Oh, wow.
So, in recap, squatting inside a building, not paying rent for, deciding to try to make nachos by lighting a bag on fire, inadvertently setting the entire building on fire and damaging the building next door definitely makes John a morning moron.
Anyway, so I was like,
all right, we're back here live on the podcast broadcast. Still got Todd Marley hanging out backstage, and this is what was posted for Tucson Doobie. It's the High in the Desert lineup here.
Greaves is gonna be there.
Consumption. Yes, Greaves and Mouse Powell, which Mouse Powell is going to join us, I believe, Thursday.
No kidding. Their new album is absolute fire.
Absolutely is, and I think you turned me on to Greaves back in the day.
I probably did.
Yeah, and of course, Mouse Pal is a buddy of mine. I've been super stoked. In fact, actually, the interaction I had with Chrissy was pretty funny because she was rolling these out on Tucson Doobie, and she announced Greaves, and I immediately went to the comments, and I was like, "Motherfucker, my boy Mouse Pal better be on that bill." And she said that she wished she could have told me and slid in my DMs and revealed, because then 20 minutes later, she then did another post. Sure as shit, Mouse Pal was announced to be on that bill. And I was stoked. Were you stoked that I was already kind of predicting it, or at least wishing for it?
Yeah, I was impressed.
Mm-hmm.
Or were you stoked that he thought he had that kind of swing or power?
I
Well,
personally,
let's see what else I can think
exactly.
of.
Yeah. I was just like, I started listing off bands and also like lottery numbers I need to come my way. But like, so if I could just throw it out to the Instagram universe, sure as shit. But this lineup's pretty cool because not only, and I'm gonna reach out to Ayatera. Is that how you announce it or pronounce it?
Mm-hmm.
The guy, we've been sharing his videos on our Rock One 2.1 Instagram page for months now. He's the reggae artist that does these metal covers in a reggae style, which are,
awesome.
It's clickbait extraordinaire, but he's super talented. So I was just a fan of him. He came across, just virally, kind of popped up on the Instagram, started following him, started sharing his shit. He started liking it. And then, of course, Shane announced that this is going to be our headliner. And I was like, oh, it's Kismet. It was meant to be.
Perfect.
Yeah. So I'll play a little bit of a couple videos of him to give you an example. But the way it works out is they're going to be closing it down, Ayatera, from 9 to 10. So it's going to stop at 10, hard 10. Doors open at 3:15 or 2:30. I'm sorry. And then you got a bunch of different lineups right there. It's posted, but Mouse and Greaves are going to be on from 7:15 to 8:30. What's these Expo X performances in between there, Chrissy?
Oh, that's where our DJ and the MC are going to take over the mic and gives people an opportunity to go hit up all of our vendors in the Cannabis Expo.
Nice. You have an actual MC. Who's the MC for this thing?
Yeah, we do. But
it's not as cool as Beef Vegan. I get it.
no,
I get
it's
it.
not Beef Vegan.
You should probably get some Beef Vegan on there. Rock One 2.1. Who's this?
Yo, Beef, I got a question for you, sir.
All right, go for it.
So how do you put in a request for like this 90s throwback thing or whatever it is? Because I have a couple bangers I've been, listening to, and I think that I could, make
help
a
me out.
request that people would enjoy.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a single song takeover. So, each day in the 9 o'clock hour, I get to pick one song to play, whether it's a throwback or something new. So why don't you just email me, beefvegan@kfma.com, some of your requests, and I'll see if I can't squeeze them in future takeovers.
I appreciate it, sir. Thank you.
Appreciate you. Thank you. All right. Now, as we are live on the air, I got Todd Marley via stream. I got Chrissy from Tucson Doobie, and of course, I have Rico. And I want to play a game. All right. So this is the game. I just came up with this morning, surprisingly enough, because we got 420 right around the corner. We're obviously getting ready for it. And, our 420 show is a super show. And I came up with a new game on the old play of a Puff Puff Pass. Everyone knows the rules of Puff Puff Pass, right? You take 2 hits, you pass it to the left. Well, we're going to do that trivia style, where I'm going to start off with Rico in this rotation. I'm going to ask a question. Rico must give me 2 answers quickly and then pass it to Chrissy. Chrissy must do the same, then pass it to Todd, and so on and so forth. First person to mess up the rotation is out. Whoever's the last person standing will win the game. You guys ready to play Puff Puff Pass?
Let's do it.
Ready.
All right. Todd, same?
Sure.
All right. Here we go. Starting off with Rico. List off the names of fictional stoner characters. Go.
Okay. Scooby-Doo and Tommy Chong.
All right. Scooby-Doo, Tommy Chong. Chrissy.
Who smokes a lot of weed?
Who doesn't? You're running out of time.
Oh gosh.
Chrissy Mance.
Animal.
Animal
Animal from the Muppets, and who else?
Bart Simpson. Lots of weed.
I'll allow it. All right. Todd.
Ooh. Towley and Cheech.
One guy. Tally and who?
Cheech Martin, the opposite of
The
yes,
other one.
Cheech.
The other
Okay.
half.
All right. Back to you, Rico. Puff Puff Pass.
Harold and Kumar.
Yeah. Oh, Harold and Kumar. There you go.
Easy.
Chrissy.
I'm gonna go with Silent Bob.
Okay. And
Jay.
that's right. All right, Todd.
Oh man, I was hoping they're gonna. Don't focus on. Don't focus on. I'm a
Pop,
fictional
pass. It's your
character. I'm tapping out. I'm not. I don't.
Oh
Who
no.
remembers
Oh,
those
just because
names?
I went full screen on Todd. Don't be
Yeah,
insecure
mate,
like
I'm
a little stoner
nervous.
bitch. All right. So Papa Pass, no answers?
Yeah, I already passed. How many times you want me to?
All right, he's backstage.
Oh,
Stay-
man.
Stick around though, Todd. I'm gonna have you back. All right, now it's down to Rico and Chrissy. Papa Pass, Rico.
Oh my god. This is.
I know it's a tough game.
God,
I'm frozen.
I'm trying to get ready.
Fictional stoner character. Hey man.
Yeah.
Why is this? Okay, I'm out.
Oh, all right. If you give two answers, Chrissy, then you kept the rotation going. You win the game.
Yeah, I could win. Okay.
Yes.
The dude.
Okay. From Big
Oh,
Lebowski.
man.
Yes. The
And?
dude. Oh, I'm so close.
Come on.
Come on.
For the win. For redemption.
Gosh, give me his animal.
No, you already said animal. Come on, you got this.
Oh gosh.
I'll give you 5 animals before hitting the buzzer.
Animal. Animal.
And
Would Puff the Magic Dragon count?
Puff the Magic Dragon would not count. Oh, Chrissy, you were right there.
I was so close.
I thought
hard,
you were gonna
man.
get redemption. No, let's Puff
me
Puff
too.
Pass. Todd, help her out. What was a good answer she could have gave?
Anybody from any of the Friday movies?
Oh.
Whatever
yeah.
the name of was the guy from
Smokey,
Dude, Where's
Ice
My Car?
Cube.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
Nobody remembers these characters.
No, I do.
Mhm.
Well, either way, that was our first run. I will say, though, the winner of Puff Puff Pass, the very first edition of doing this, since she did answer one question after somebody passed, that's Chrissy Manson. Redemption! Nah, see, you're not a loser on the radio anymore, Chrissy. You're welcome. We're going to keep the conversation moving on podcast, broadcast, and go down a couple rabbit holes, viral videos that we want to share. But you keep it right here or join us, youtube.com/beefvegan. Clear. All right, there
Take
you go.
that,
See?
Flagstaff Radio.
That's right.
I win.
Do you remember the station? Did I already ask you that?
It
Was it
the-
KZGL?
I think it was the rock station.
Yeah, KZGL.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Let's call him right now on there.
Break
yeah,
them
no,
immediately.
my first radio interview, right? I was being interviewed, was by a morning show host named Trainwreck, and that was KZGL. And I remember it clearly. I was super nervous. I was so nervous, my face was twitching, and it's a very odd thing to say, but I had this thing whenever I would get super nervous for whatever reason. It was like nerve damage, but I could feel my face twitching like in the cheek, and I didn't think anyone could notice it, but I felt like everyone could notice it. And I just remember my face going out of control while having this conversation. And then I did a live performance, and it was fucking terrible. Terrible. Like I was up the whole night before. I couldn't sleep. My throat's all tore up. You know, I might have smelled some cocaine. I don't know, but it was bad. And then about like 2 months later, I'm walking downtown Flagstaff with a girl, and I'm talking to her. And as a guy's passing, he stops. He's like, "Hey, were you on KZGO?" And I was just like, "Oh, yeah, like a couple months ago." He's like, "You performed a song?" I'm like, yeah. So I'm thinking I'm all cool from this girl. I'm like, yeah. You heard that? And he's like, "Yeah, that sucked." I was like, "Well, fuck, man, keep walking." This guy recognized my voice, stopped me while I'm talking to a girl, and then told me I sucked.
He
And-
threw up the block.
Yeah, man. It was a hard block too.
Yeah.
I forgot that girl's name, but I do know that I was
She never
blocked.
talked to you again?
Yeah. Until she came back on my radio show years later. Her name was Chrissy. Plot twist. Plot twist.
Oh my god. It didn't suck. It was good.
All right. So yeah, that was let's pull up because I want to show you this.
I'm a fan.
You are?
Ayatera.
Ayatera. And it's all about his stories, or he's been
He seems like a real chill guy to talk to, too.
Yeah, well,
Get
I'm
high
gonna reach
with.
out to him. We're definitely gonna talk with him here soon. That's guaranteed. And I want to see, does he have saved stories then? Ease and Grace. He has to.
It's gonna have a whole tab for Tucson, I bet.
No, not yet.
You will.
Have you? Okay. Oh, he's going to be on with Slightly Stupid. Yeah, so he's blowing up in Colorado. What do you know about Ayaterra, Chrissy?
That's for me.
Yeah.
I didn't know much about Ayaterra until Lewis, who's a music producer for the High in the Desert Festival, introduced me to them months ago. And so I've been jamming to him quite a bit. I really like him. Really nice, groovy, happy, kind of like I would think almost like Andy Grammer, but a lot less annoying. You know, just really
Perfect.
positive, outgoing, good music.
Andy Grammer, but less annoying is
Right.
a pretty spot on thing. So
Too spot
I
on.
believe this is one of his renditions. So the way he's been kind of spreading the gospel and name and brand around the internet is a simple concept. It's like, hey, we're reggae artists, but we could take any song and make them reggae and make it sound. And I believe this is an example. This is not. Where are you now when I need you, Ayaterra?
I thought it was all on their YouTube. No.
Yeah, I guess it could be. I know it was mostly on his stories, and I was sharing
TikTok,
stories
maybe.
for days. TikTok for sure, but I'm not going down the TikTok rabbit hole right now.
No.
I'll tell you what, I am going to set it up here. And when we come back, we're going to go down the rabbit hole with Ayaterra and more. But earlier, Rico went to the Funny Foot Farm. That's what they call it.
Zoo?
Yeah, the petting zoo. And gave a 5-star review. And in case you missed it, it went a little something like this. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. Now, Rico is a man in the street. He goes out and he checks out all these great establishments we have in town. And when he has a positive experience, he immediately rushes to Google to leave a review.
Trying to give back.
Yeah. And you went to where to recently, Rico?
I went to the Tucson Petting Zoo and Funny Foot Farm.
Oh, did you have a pleasurable experience?
More than pleasurable.
I can't wait to hear your review. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Rico's 5-star review. Let's go.
All right. Okay, so get this. So I recently fell into a windfall and suddenly find myself more financially stable than I've ever been. Basically, I used to scour Zillow and cry, but now I go in there and just buy properties I don't even like to sell back to foreign investors on 10x plus on a 5-year timeline, assuming the housing bubble isn't going to pop until the aliens attack, you know?
Right, yeah, of course.
Scummy, yes. But if you want to hate the player, I have player-hating appointments set up next month, so book one with my secretary. Anyway, point being, I came here to scout some exotic animal talent for my 100-acre property in Oral Valley, where I'm building the world's longest outdoor skee ball game alongside a man-made lake with bikini models that take you around on turbo-boosted jet skis with a ramp that puts you airborne for about 5 seconds before both of you land above a state-of-the-art vertical wind tunnel
Sounds
that
awesome.
we eventually lasso you out of. Anyway, the 7,000 square feet mansion will be in the center where my guests and I retire for other festivities. My main concern is going to be property security. And even though we live in a day and age of robot drones and black market private mercenaries, the first can be hacked, the second can be paid off, right?
Yeah, correct.
So this brings me again back to exotic animals. A month ago, I had a 4 a.m. conversation with a frenemy in Miami about his military-grade guard capybaras.
Oh, yes, those capybaras.
Capybaras. I was in a bit of an altered state of mind, but not enough to be convinced that capybaras were a choice selection for top-tier security. He sold me, though. Talked about how they have a sort of psychic ability for potential dangers, how they have a naturally heightened sense like hearing and smelling, at least 5 times more than your average Doberman, Rottweiler, or Bengal tiger. Evidently, they have a deadlier bite force than the spotted hyena, which has a bite force clocked in at about 1,100 PSI.
Oh, I didn't know
The
that.
trained capybara, according to him, falls just short of a saltwater crocodile at 3,500 PSI. I had no idea. I suppose the cuddly and kind appearance fools most people, which makes them even more of a danger.
Yes.
Much how, like I assumed, hippos were just hungry for marbles and were approachable, but as it turns out, they crave man flesh and will destroy your whole town if you slightly anger one. Ever since that conversation, I've been hankering to get my rich paws on some capybara talent. Unfortunately, upon visiting your fine establishment, I learned from Earl that cappies evidently had been moved off property to an undisclosed area of the Ghost Ranch in Marana.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, bummer.
Sounds like my Miami friend flapped his gums to too many pairs of filthy rich ears, and now I'm in the works to have a private meeting in the Ghost Ranch. Time is money. I got plenty of both, so I'm not going to sweat it. In the meantime, I did befriend some of the cockadoodle-doos and goats, but they're not Navy SEALs of the animal kingdom I have my heart set on.
Yeah.
Maybe I can train one of them to operate and maintain a jet ski at least, but in due time. Very excited to see what your mystery ranch has to offer as I'm looking to procure a bare minimum of 100 capybaras. Other than that, amazing place with friendly animals and friendlier people. I did not know I was allergic to goat hair. 5 stars.
Oh, well, all right. It seemed like an excellent time, but do they not have capybaras there no more?
They moved them.
No, son of a bitch.
They moved them to their private ranch.
Ah,
it's a shame.
It is a shame, but still worth visiting. And Rico gives it 5 stars. So there you have it. We'll hit the reset. Be back with your F My Lives right after this. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. Of course, he had to put on the sunglasses for it. All right. What would you review Rico's 5-star review there, Todd?
Outstanding. Excellent character. I can't wait to see it again.
Thank you.
There you go. Look at that.
The
All right,
douchebag.
We found out what the problem was. We were looking at Aya Tara's page, but not Nathan's page straight up. So Nathan has his own page, and of course there's a band page. So he didn't want to confuse the two. So this is him, and he's viral. He's 122,000 followers and growing. And we'll give you examples of the things that he's able to pull off. So right off the bat, I'm looking at Duality by Slipknot. That catches my attention. Here's the reggae version of Slipknot from Nathan. And then what's his last name? Aura. Yeah, Nathan Aura.
Cover? I don't know, but here it is anyway. I push my fingers into my eyes. It's the only thing that slowly stops the ache.
There you
go. But it's made of all the things I have to take.
And there you go.
Jesus never ends. It works its way inside. If the pain goes on.
There you go. So when we talk to Nathan, we're definitely going to talk. I have a lot of questions right off the bat. Like, is he laying down all this music? Let's see. We got, he probably is. I mean, he's obviously a guitar player. So when he does these clips and he cranks out a lot of these, does he not only like format it and, kind of structure how he's going to sing it, but then lay down all the instrumentation on it just to make a little TikTok reel. Let's see.
If that's it's impressive either way.
Yeah, this kill switch engage with a rerun because it vibes. Let's see how much it vibes.
You know me all too well. My only desire to bridge our division in sorrow. I speak your name, and my voice mirrors my torment.
Full disclosure,
So good.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of flip-flop reggae. I have been for years. Bands like Revolution, Slightly Stupid, Dirty Heads, where we're going to be talking with Jared from the Dirty Heads tomorrow on the podcast broadcast.
Nice.
Those shows are always fun, so I'm all about it.
It lowers the blood pressure, man.
Yeah. High in the desert. So if you were to build your ultimate dream bill for High in the Desert, Chrissy, I know you mentioned 311. Say you got a blank checkbook, courtesy of Shane, with those deep bank accounts, right? Who are you signing up to be on this festival? Give me at least 5.
I would definitely go with 311. Can we bring the Beastie Boys back?
We can't bring the Beastie Boys back. They died. Even a hologram Adam would just be too depressing.
Yeah.
AI voice.
Yeah. So we got 311.
Who else would you bring?
Def Leppard for you. Just
Maybe
so
Van
sing.
Halen. So
Or
they
Van
could play
Halen.
Animal.
You gotta stop naming dead people, because dead people can't play your festival.
You make him
Animal.
change the lyrics just for
Animal.
Yeah.
Beastie Boys featuring Chat GPT.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you could
yeah.
book Eddie Van Halen's son, Wolfgang Van Halen, who just released a new single, and he's actually a pretty kind guy. He probably smokes weed, because I don't want to make
He's not against it.
Yeah, he's not doing much. Yeah, he can't be against it. But yeah, okay. So 311, check. I'm glad you didn't book this because you're just naming ghosts.
That's Lewis. Lewis is the music producer.
That's true. That's true.
She goes to Google. Who should I book?
Yeah.
Like, all right.
All right. Let's go back to Tucson Doobie. So, what are some of the goals that you guys are looking to focus on with the Tucson Doobie Instagram page and website?
Well, our website, once we get it going, we're still working on all of that. It's going to be kind of just all of the latest cannabis news that's happening at a local level in Tucson. We're going to spotlight on the website. So it's new products, reviews, events that are going on, anything that's happening in our cannabis community. It's going to be written about and be on the website.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's and that's a great place to also kind of cross shop to see what places have like the best deals and whatnot.
Yep. We're going to find deals. We'll have some Tucson Doobie exclusive deals for all of our followers too.
Nice. We're talking with Chrissy from Tucson Doobie on Rock 102.1 KFMA, and I'm just trying to get heads up of when that website launches. It's all things kind of like a local marijuana community and news and information and stuff that TucsonDoobie.com is going to launch. And they already have their Instagram page where they already have some nice little eye candy for all you stoner friends out there. So if you like to partake and you live that lifestyle, you got to follow the Tucson Doobie. All right. Real quick, I want to share a story about AI. We've been following artificial intelligence a lot lately, and there's always something popping up. Well, a professor at the University of Missouri had an AI program analyze 400,000 customer reviews from 6 major airlines to come up with changes that would benefit airlines. Whoa. And they came up with 11 suggestions. Okay. And these suggestions are pretty good. Okay. So first and foremost, they say more flexible seating arrangements. Issues with seating were one of the most common complaints it saw. So AI would say, we'll make it flexible seating. Secondly, self-cleaning bathrooms. Somehow automate it so they're constantly disinfected. So maybe every time you leave the bathroom, then I don't know, just
a Roomba,
Perel just sprays everywhere. Let's see. Third, personalized comfort settings. So you could do things like change the height of your seat or the temperature of the air coming from your overhead vent. That's what AI would do. They also suggest to redesign the overhead bins, which makes so much sense. So you could have more bags and bigger bags would fit in it. It's like they purposely designed those to be small just to screw people, right? Also, the AI would monitor equipment and reduce mechanical delays, and they came up with several different other options to add to this list, including speeding up the TSA line by using biometrics like face recognition to ID everyone. It would be faster than showing your boarding pass. So just imagine a future where you just walk on and they're like, yeah, I recognize that's Rico.
Nice try, you creeper. I don't think so. Not on my watch.
It's Minority Report future.
Yeah.
Well, you know, if it cuts our weight at the airport, I'm not 100% against it.
I thought they were going to talk about not allowing people to have their smelly feet out during a flight. That would have been nice.
You know what? Artificial intelligence says that's fine. So go figure.
I knew they hate us.
We're keeping the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast, youtube.com/beefvegan. Be back with your beef tip right after this. And clear. What would you change if you could change major airlines and how they fly?
I mean, all those are great suggestions that the AI came up with, but the key thing I kept running into with, like, okay, you want more overhead bin space? Where do you get that space from?
Exactly.
Like, you chop out from underneath your underneath cargo. Let's not check any baggage. Everything has to go into the overhead bins, and now the overhead bins are huge.
Yep.
There's got to be a way to figure that out. Just in the redesign of the planes. You know, most of these planes had been flying around forever, have been around forever, like 4 decades. In fact, I mean, when was the last time you flown? If you noticed ashtrays in the bathroom, ashtrays in your seat. Well, when was the last time you could smoke on a fucking airplane? That's how old these airplanes are. So the fact that they keep having them go up in the air after 40 years and God knows how many miles is absurd to begin with. So yeah, if they start redesigning and remanufacturing new airplanes, I'm sure they could figure out all those things. But one thing
Boeing keeps trying, but they keep crashing.
Yeah.
Oh, that whole thing.
Right.
That old hat.
Yeah, AI would be keen to give ticketing agents more performance-based feedback and social praise to boost morale. I'll also have more flexible booking policies like no cancellation fees, which is just bad business. And this one you could do yourself, and I suggest you do it. Keep track of luggage by putting trackers on every suitcase. So one of those air trackers. I'll give you an example of air tracking gone wrong, though, because there are women right now who are upset because somebody put an air tag on their bag at the airport.
That can go bad.
Yeah, it can. And it's freaked out these two women. And this happened in Australia, or they were traveling to Australia when one of them heard a strange noise coming from one of their bags. And one of the ladies, Emily, dug through the bags and found the source of the noise, which was an air tag that had been placed on her partner Jane's bag. And unsure of when it was attached, they dismantled the device and opted to fly back to Australia rather than to spend 8 days in Bali looking over their shoulder.
Wait, they got the AirTag from like 1983 from the movie. It actually beeps, makes a noise.
It does. Well, most of these AirTags kind of beep.
They do.
Yeah. And in fact, actually,
interesting. Okay,
That's a new safety feature that they're doing.
Makes
where
sense.
if it's not a certain registered, or if it's following a wrong iPhone around, it will start making noise to let the person know that, hey, by the way, you're being tracked.
Yeah.
Congrats.
You
You're
know,
important.
The dogs that we dog sit, my girlfriend's brother-in-law, the dog has an air tag and it will beep all the time. It's annoying as shit. But he had an air tag on his bag when he was flying back from Europe, and they lost his bag. But luckily, he had the air tag on it, and he's like, "No, motherfuckers, you got it in Jacksonville, Florida. You need to get my bag and bring it to me."
You
And
can't
they
bullshit
did.
them at that point.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh,
Yeah, they're very beneficial that way, right? So if you're going to travel, especially if you're traveling overseas, invest in the air tag. It's going to save your ass. Yeah, and that's not even a beef tip. Shit, that should be my beef tip.
that was a good one.
I know. It's way
Nobody
better
will
than-
know if you do it again. It's fine.
That's true. My streamers know. And I was going to talk about ChatGPT saving a dog's life, which I might as well do that too. Hold on.
You already
It's
told the
always
story
tomorrow.
about the artificial intelligence that hired that guy to be the capture code.
Yes,
That's so creepy.
I know.
I want to look more into that. It's like, I'm blind. I can't see. Tell me the code.
Have you been following any of this artificial intelligence stuff, Chrissy?
I have. I actually just started using Bard.
Oh, Bard.
You're
Yeah,
fancy.
Yeah. Do you like using Bard?
I do.
Okay. Well, is it better than ChatGPT? Do you know?
Oh, I think they're pretty much the same.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You can't say that. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. No,
Oh.
that's okay.
It's
Because
like
I spent
Android and iPhone in contention now.
Yeah, I
Ooh.
spent $40 on the Apple version of AI, and it is not even close. It's not even close.
Wait for the updates.
Yeah. Let's see. I'll say make
Apple updating.
me
What, they're gonna
a
click it?
post
Probably.
that I can share on TucsonDoobie.com. Share
Beep, bop, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop.
Tucson Doobie
.com.
It's okay, the clock's ticking.
com.
Yeah, don't worry about
I'm
it.
sorry. Yeah.
Killing time.
About Tucson marijuana culture. I wonder if ChatGPT has a filter about marijuana. That's what we're gonna find out. They
Some of its
shouldn't.
filters are real weird.
Yeah, and there's workarounds. Let's see. Boop, 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 boop. I said, make me a post that I can share in TucsonDoobie.com about Tucson marijuana culture. Trust me, I'll make sure that Shane doesn't see this part, Chrissy, but
Okay.
here's a hack for you. All right, so according to ChatGPT, they wrote this: Tucson's marijuana culture is thriving, and it's no wonder why. With the state of Arizona legalizing recreational cannabis in 2021, the city has become a hub for cannabis enthusiasts and businesses alike. Oh, I gotta scroll up. From dispensaries to smoke shops, there are plenty of options for those looking to enjoy the benefits of marijuana in Tucson. One of the most exciting aspects of Tucson's marijuana culture is the variety of strains available. Whether you're looking for a sativa to boost creativity and energy or an indica for relaxation and pain relief, you're sure to find something that will suit your needs. Many dispensaries in Tucson offer a wide selection of strains, including some of the most popular and sought-after varieties in the country. Of course, marijuana isn't just about getting high. Many people use cannabis for therapeutic properties, such as reducing anxiety and stress, easing chronic pain, and improving sleep. It goes on and so on and so forth. It's still typing.
Do you find it odd that
Wow.
you can somewhat, since you see all these AI generated articles now, you can kind of get the uncanny valley from them now? You can kind of tell which is a little like you can tell somebody didn't really write that in a weird way.
That's gonna
Like,
be you're like
that's the
Neo
big
in the
thing.
Matrix. If you're able to spot two things,
Yeah.
artificial imaging, right, from AI,
Mhm.
like all those pictures released
And
on
they're
Twitter
only getting better.
yesterday of
Yep.
Trump last week of Trump getting arrested. That was all AI, but it fooled a lot of people. But it didn't fool everybody, right?
Mhm.
And
It
then
fooled people that
also-
wanted to be fooled.
Right.
True.
Look.
Right.
And the
then
Pope.
yeah, but and then also any kind of context and writing and stuff. If you could spot that, then congratulations, you're Neo in from the Matrix.
For now, for this
For
week.
now.
For this week.
Yeah.
So it gets better and better.
What do you smoke on, Chrissy? What's in your bowl right now?
What's in your bowl?
It's not going to be that exciting.
That's
but
fine.
I'm kind of old school when it comes to cannabis. I really like a joint. I really like a pipe.
Right.
I like Tropicana cookies, ice cream cake, wedding cake, sugar runs, Oreos. I love the
Ooh.
Jeters. I think the Jeters make great pre-rolls.
That's not that old school though. Those Jeters are jacked up. They're like Barry Bonds and
Is that the new hotness
1999.
for all the cannabis heads?
Yeah.
Is that a good starter one or no?
yeah.
No.
Not a starter, not for noobs.
No.
Not for noobs.
What
Okay.
is this? I think it's roughly like 500 milligrams,
Well,
if I'm
3
reading
seconds.
this correctly, in a joint. So
Rock 102.1 KFMA. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today's show. I'd like to thank our in-studio guest, Chrissy from TucsonDoobie.com.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you.
Keep an eye on that website domain. It's going to be launched and live here soon. But till then, you can follow them on Instagram at Tucson Doobie. Todd Marley, thank you for popping in, getting high on the stream. I
good
appreciate
times
it.
always.
Before we wrap things up, I'd like to give you my beef tip. I saw some guy on Twitter that said ChatGPT saved his dog's life. His dog was anemic and went to a vet, and the vet misdiagnosed him, right? So he pasted the dog's blood results into ChatGPT, which said that it might be something called IMHA. So ChatGPT correctly diagnosed the dog. And then he took it back to a different vet, and the vet did concur that that was exactly what the dog had. So if you get a diagnosis that you don't think is working for your pet, your animal, or even your loved one, run those diagnostics through ChatGPT.
Doctors hated WebMD before, and now they have a new enemy.
Right. So that's my beef tip. Now you have a personal doctor in your back pocket. It's called your cell phone. Figure it out. Let artificial intelligence make you smarter, dummy. And that's my beef tip. All right. That's all the time we have for today. Don't forget to subscribe to the show. Drive safe, ride safe, and rock local. Later. So close. See you tomorrow for Jared from the Dirty Heads. Later. Bye.
Dope one.
Did you miss the mark?
Oh, yeah.